You're listening to the Weird Girls Club podcast.
With your hosts, Neve and Amy. Hello. This is weird.
First podcast of 2022.
First podcast in a minute. Literally like a big fat minute.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
been forever.
We've slacked.
We apologize. We were taking a break. We were on a break.
We were on a break. Yeah, no, we needed a break. We done Vlogmas, so we were.
Yeah.
I was edited out.
Yeah, it was a
was
hectic
done.
month. But yeah, it's actually weird to think that like we haven't done something since Vlogmas.
Yeah. Well, you done a few vlogs.
Oh yeah, the bleeding dreaded C word. Like,
But I
careful there.
oh, my dog. Trent's on the floor.
Yeah, we were intending on taking a break anyways. It just lasted a bit longer with different things. I got stuck in Ireland for like an extra 2 weeks or something with COVID.
You got the Rona.
And then we've had snowstorms over here, so it's just been a strange couple of weeks.
Yeah, and we knew when we were coming back to do like season 2, we didn't want to do, we were contemplating like recording over Zoom, but then we were like, oh, like
definitely
that's
not
like
the first episode though.
not the first episode. Like if worst comes to worst and life gets in the way and we can't actually record an episode, we will try do it over Zoom, but preferably we prefer doing it in person.
Yeah,
because I think Zoom, we talk so much over each other when we do have our like Zoom calls, so we prefer to do it in person.
yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to be back.
I know.
It's nice to be recording again.
It feels weird, but it feels like
it's you know what? This season is gonna be so different to the last season.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we will get into like the not the full nitty-gritty, but we'll like certain things why last year was kind of a bit everything.
Use your words.
A bit. I forget there's people not watching, so it's a bit of crazy. A bit.
Last year was
mad.
crazy. We were like, I don't even know how to explain last year.
It was a fucking shit show.
It was just.
Well, no, I'm not going to say it was a shit show. There was parts of it that were definitely like shit show moments.
Yeah.
But there's also 2022 has some shit show moments already. So that will come out in, don't know if we do this episode, but future episodes. But no, this year I think we're a lot more content and a lot more happy as people. We got a lot of things ticked off our list we wanted to do.
I think last year was just a really stressful year. Like from so many different aspects. It's like you couldn't wind down from one thing because then the next thing you were stressing about.
It was kind of like a domino effect. Like one thing would happen and it's like, okay, I fixed that. Okay, another thing. Okay, but then I know that's life. But when, again, we go back to the whole conversation of when you live away, the support you can fall back on when you live at home isn't there. Like, it's very different when you live away.
It's just last year was like a mad year.
We had to put on our big girl panties.
Yeah, because like even when you think it was starting to so we started the podcast January last year. Yeah, like even starting it down, it was like a fun hobby. Like
happy anniversary.
Oh yeah, happy 1 year, girl.
We're actually really late, but however.
Yeah. But like when we started the podcast last year, like this time last year we had started the podcast, it was only audio. There was no video. There was no extra vlogs. It was straight cut. We'd sit, we'd have a chat and a laugh for like an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it was. We'd post it and we were like on our Instagram, whatever. And then we decided we wanted to take it more seriously. We wanted to venture into different things. So then the hobby also became like a stressful thing in a way. Like it was another
it's a lot of
workload.
work. Whoever, like
so
it's a
much
lot of work.
Oh my god, I have to like lips in the mic already.
Me and Amy have always said from the beginning when we only started doing the podcast, when it starts becoming not fun anymore, we will stop. When it starts feeling like more of a chore and there's no, like obviously with any hobby there is a point where you're kind of like, right, this is stressful, like we need to try over. That's like that comes with a podcast, like that's normal. But when it stops, when you don't get any enjoyment out of it, that's when like I remember saying to you multiple times, like when it starts feeling like we're not happy, we can stop. Like it's not the be all and end all of the world. But no, we're not stopping anytime soon, hopefully. We have just, this is our first episode of season 2, so
no, because that's the thing is like, even though there was like stressful times last year when we would have like maybe audio issues, or there was certain things that maybe we didn't agree on, even a random thing, or we wanted to do something on a certain day, didn't work out, whatever it was, they might have stressed out and be like, oh my god, I fucking can't deal with this anymore, whatever it is that like certain things just stress you. But as soon as we ever sit down to record a podcast,
it's just all forgotten about.
We come up with an idea for a video or something, like, it's so exciting, and we just genuinely, as soon as we sit down, we could be knackered after work, one of us is after hiking up to the other person, and it's like the day before a podcast is supposed to go out and you're so stressed out, but then as soon as we sit down, we just fucking waffle and we just laugh.
Like anytime, no matter what's going on in our lives, like in our personal lives, like when we do a podcast, we're always in better form after, because we genuinely belly laugh, like and nobody else might not find us funny, but we find each other fucking hilarious, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know how we got on that tangent, but we're back at season 2. If you've listened to season 1, welcome to season 2. If you haven't listened to season 1, welcome to season 2.
If you're new here, we do have a whole load of videos from the last year and podcasts.
We've actually loads of bonus videos.
Yeah,
we actually have some we everyone put out.
We do.
They are edited.
Yeah,
they just didn't make the final cut. No, I think they just didn't make it into the actual schedule that we wanted. Like,
yeah, that's true.
So,
but yeah, we hope you all enjoyed Vlogmas, like that, like planning that and thinking of ideas, and the whole thing of Vlogmas was actually so stressfully exciting.
It was probably like one of the most like exhausting 2 months. Like, there was so much going on behind the scenes in them last 2 months. Like, well, for me, that I was like, I don't know how we're gonna pull. Like, genuinely, I was like, I don't know how we're gonna pull this off. I don't know when I'm gonna edit this. I don't know when we're gonna film this. But we pulled it off. We done it.
Because the thing is, we decided to do Vlogmas in like August or something. We were like, we should do Vlogmas. We'll post every day, and we were thinking of little things. And then around September, I think it was, we were like, right, we need to come up with some ideas. Like, 'cause we wanted to be on top of things, be organized. And then half, I think, the ideas, or half the like set in stone plans didn't come to fruition. We had so many hikes.
We can blame COVID as well, because COVID cancelled.
We had COVID, and we had like so many other things go on. Me deciding to go home last minute. I decided like a week and a half before I was flying home to fly home.
She was like, by the way,
and then
I won't be here.
Yeah, so
I was like, okay, no pressure, we'll just try. And then at the same time, my dad like
surprised her the week
me
of Vlogmas starting, or like something like
the
that.
The day before I started a new job, so I was brand new in a job. My dad was here. We're trying to film Vlogmas, edit Vlogmas, spend time with my dad, learn the ropes of a new job. Everything was happening. Hectic. And then having actually like a partner and a dog, obviously, to
balance your time.
Try see. I'd be like, put your time in my calendar and I'll see if I can get to it.
But yeah, we did it. Pat on the back.
Yeah, we done it. We hope you enjoyed it. We had fun doing it. Will we do it next year? More than likely.
Yeah, I think so.
If we're both mentally
able.
But then again, I think we have a better understanding like of
that's
how
the thing. It's always learning, like even going into this season 2 and like the little changes we've made or stuff we've planned or whatever, it's always growth. Like, everything's gonna be different and everything's gonna improve, hopefully for the better. Like,
well, that's it. Like, it's like that's life. You grow, things change, like, and that's like evolution. Evolution. I said it earlier. I was like, it's an evolution. I am like the worst person when it comes to change. Like, I hate change. Like, you know me. I hate change. I've never dealt well.
I feel like that's where we're kind of opposite.
I hate change, but lately, like over the last year, I've had to adapt to change, and I'm slowly getting more comfortable with change. Like, I don't freak out. Like, I don't freak out. I internally
internalize
it. Like it's funny that if this time last year you suggested like to change the intro, the music,
oh Jesus,
I would have had an absolute like, oh no, I would have been like, I'm done, I'm walking away. And then the fact, like, that's growth for me, because I came to you and I was like, why don't we just revamp everything?
And I was like, thank fucking God I didn't have to suggest it.
Because I remember it was only like last week. I was like, let's just revamp the whole thing. Like, I was like, I think I knew you were like, yeah, all right, when we had a conversation about it.
Like, this is how bad I am for change. I probably changed my sitting room around once a month. I just can't do the same thing, and that's sometimes why I can't stick to routines, because I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and that's funny because I don't like change, but I don't like routines.
I hate repetition.
Yeah, but then again,
I
seen a good thing on TikTok, and it was like morning routines, but they don't call them morning routines. They call them morning non-negotiables. So it's not like in order. You brush your teeth, you do your hair, you eat your breakfast, you work out, or whatever it is. It's just a list of stuff they do in the morning, and whatever way they feel of doing that list. It's like they're non-negotiables. Like, they have to do these in the morning.
I've started something like that this year.
Oh, I have as well.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud. Well, have I always stuck, like, I did say, like, yeah, Niamh, you're gonna work out, like, you're gonna do home workouts, and I haven't lifted a tap. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
There's actually what I done. It's actually kind of good.
What is it?
Have you ever heard your one grow with Joe? So I saw her on TikTok, and then I saw another guy, because I'm now on fitness TikTok. I don't know why. I'm on fitness TikTok.
I followed a few pages.
I followed loads of pages. I'm on fitness
TikTok.
TikTok.
They're on the podcast.
But they're not, I don't want to say this in time, but they're not really skinny getting abs. They're like people who are like a lot bigger, and they've maybe lost 100 pounds in a year or 30 pounds in a year. Like, it's big transformations, and I'm like, what the fuck? So there was one girl that said she was doing something with your one grow with Joe, and I was like, why does that sound familiar? Then I went on, she's stuff on YouTube, and they're like hit workouts, but they're just like walking. So now they seem like, I was kind of sweating, but like they're kind of easy, like transition into just getting your body moving in the morning. Now I think I done 3 this week, and this was the 4th week. I just done one every second day. Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm not going in like, oh, it's Monday, I'm going to do a workout every day. Because I think sometimes you run into things like that, and you're you want to change everything at once. Where I learned last year when I started getting up really early, I went through a phase for about 3 months where I was literally getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and even on the weekends it was like my body clock was waking up at 7, and I felt really great, but I was changing one thing at a time. And then when I got to the point where I was trying to do loads of things then in the morning, it then fizzled out, and now I have like a very bad sleeping pattern again. The end of last year was just like,
but when you have a break at any point from your sleeping pattern, like, it just goes out the window. It's gone.
So I'm trying to get that back, but like them little things, for me it was skincare, making sure I do my skincare every morning. Yeah. And every night. Yeah. And that's just like, once I do them 2 things, I'm like, that's the day. Like, yeah. So.
It's just like I was gonna, like, I remember coming up to New Year's, like, this is it now, like, I'm changing these are new things. And then I was like, hold on, like, you're gonna try change all these things for like a few days. First of all, you're not gonna stick to it because you don't want to. You don't want to do it. So why are you gonna make yourself do it every single day and not want to do it? Like, just for instance, yes, let's use a workout. I have then looked like in another way, and I'm gonna change my mindset and introduce other habits before I introduce like a constant workout one. Not that you swear I sound like a couch potato. I don't move. Like, I have a dog. I obviously go out. I go out like I wouldn't every day, at least once a day. Yeah, Aaron does do all the walks, but I go out once.
Accompany him sometimes.
Yeah, I give him some time. Yeah, but yeah, so I am more focused on the mind and self-better in the mind right now than, to be honest, like, I couldn't give a, like, I am at a stage where I just am a lot less insecure. Isn't that the word? I'm not insecure as I was this time last year.
That's very good.
Now, we all have our days, like, where I'm like, cover every fucking mirror, paint it all black. I don't want to look in the mirror. But I really learned not to give a fuck. To a certain extent. Obviously, I would you'll never catch me wearing a pair of shorts, ever. Till this day, I'll never wear shorts. That's just like a growth thing I probably will never go over. Now, if I'd probably be on the podcast for season 3 this time next year, and I'd be like, girl, I'm sitting here in the middle of winter in a fucking pair of shorts. Do you know that kind of way? Yeah. But I think if it's like who you surround yourself with as well, though. Yeah. Like,
trying to say I'm making you not wear shorts?
No, I mean
your growth sport.
The growth thing. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about the growth thing. Like, when you find someone who has the same mindset as you, and they don't really give a fuck, and they're just like, who gives a fuck? And then you're like, yeah, why do I give a fuck? Do you give a fuck? And we're both like, no, we don't give a fuck. Yeah. who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Do you know what I think about daily? The sound of, I'm pretty sure it's Rihanna. I'm pretty sure. And it's like, what do you do on the days you don't feel confident? And it's like fake it. I'm like, that's just it. It's like, you always think everyone looks so confident and perfect just because they're walking down the street or just because they're like on video somewhere. And it's like, you actually don't know what's going on inside anyone's head. They could be bricking it. They could think they're gonna fall. They could think, and like, so I don't know. That's what I'm trying to focus on as well. It's like every year I go into, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna start running, I'm gonna even do 20 workouts today or whatever it is. And it's like this year it's just focusing on literally happiness, whether you're happy in and you want to change things, or it's just the end of this year or the end of every day. I just want to be content and happy.
That's the main,
literally the goal.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, when it's, I think everyone goes into the same mindset after Christmas. Like, you have to eat in your fridge twice over, 3 times over. You're like, that's it, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna, like, I think the majority, especially women, go to the thought of the new year, gonna lose weight, gonna go on that diet, gonna do this, gonna do that. And then I just, something fucking clicked and I was like, why? There's so many other habits you want to, that are, to be honest, are more important. I've never been skinny, even as a child. I was always a fat kid. I was always big boned, fat, taller than everyone. Like, looking back, it's actually upsetting when I see photos when I'm like, I'm like, I knew how I felt in that photo. Yeah. And I was I even looking at my communion photos, and I'm like, I think there was only a few tall girls in my class. I was like one of like 3 or 4 that were like tall. And I remember looking back and looking when there was no tall girls in it. And they're all like little pixie like little girls, like so cute in their little dresses. And then there's like Neve with our like little fucking bun on her head, like. And I'm like, oh my god, I hated taking photos that day. I actually cried that day on my communion day because I wanted no one to take photos of me. Not that I didn't like me dress around. I was just over people taking photos of me. I think I started feeling really self-conscious, and that was like, I was 7, so I knew from that age. I was the same. Why do I look different? Yeah. Do you know that kind of like, why am I this tall? And then when people point it out all the time.
Oh my god, I hated that as
a kid. From a young age, it's really
do you know when people are like, or they always think, like kids always think, or kids, when certain, you know, like you're somewhere, you're in the shop with your ma or your dad, whoever it is, and someone's like, Jay, is that your own? How old are you now? You're a teenager, or you look so old.
Jeez, the height to you.
Yeah, and it's like, and then they find out while you're like, Jay, you look so much older, and it's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, because you hear people even say, like, there's a controversy over when people are like, Jesus, they're very big for 6, or Jesus, they're very big for 3 months.
I'm like, what because
babies aren't fucking cookie cutter, unfortunately. Like, there's 11-pound babies, there's 6-pound babies, there's 2-pound babies, there's 5-pound babies. No child is the same size. Like, there was, I remember reading, I can't remember who was talking about it, and they were like, anytime someone comments on my baby's weight, who was it? It was someone on like Instagram stories, and they're like, it's a fucking problem. Like, I think it was someone Irish. I want to say, no, I could be completely wrong saying this is who it was. Louise McSherry. She used to be the presenter on RT2 FM, but she also does like all Instagram stories now. She doesn't work for 2FM anymore. But she's a real like body positive, like she's plus size as well, and she used to like, she only had a baby like 2 years ago. And I remember on her story, she always used to be giving about people's like comments, like, and I think it was her, no, sorry if this is absolutely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was her. She was like, it's so wrong when people point out the weight of a fucking baby, like, oh, they're very big. No, I understand like that some babies, like if they're newborn and they're really long, or they are just big, they're like babies, tall, like, or whatever, but it's why called, is that something you're zip it. Yeah, just fucking zip it. Because to be honest, if I can only imagine if you're that parent and the baby's in the pram and you're like, Jeez, they're very big for 3 months, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'd be sick of hearing. I'd be like, oh well, I didn't know a 3-month-old had to be a certain size. Like, but that's what you're projecting on babies. Yeah. So if that baby grows up to just continually be big in society's eyes, that's what I mean. It's from that age when you're constantly hearing it. Like, don't think kids can't hear your comments.
They 100% can.
We can hear. Yeah. I've heard, we hear your comments. Like, it's said, like, it's not.
Yeah. And it's like, isn't it weird to think that like stuff like that is so normalized, like talking about stuff like that, but like certain things aren't. Like, it's so it's so normal, and so just like, I don't know, like easy to just say something like that to someone that people don't even think.
Yeah.
But yes, serious topics of like not being like, not saying something like that, like, oh, just going up to someone and being like, I actually don't know what I'm trying to fucking say here, but going up to someone and being like, Jesus, you're really tall, or you're so big for 5, or whatever it is. But then if you called them out for that, it's like, oh Jesus, don't say that to them. They didn't mean it in a bad way. It's like, if you can talk on someone's weight and someone's image and whatever it may be, it's like, why can't you be told not to fucking say that? Like, why is that so normalized?
Yeah.
And there's so many other things like body parts, or going through bleeding, what is it called? I was going to say going through the change, but that's
puberty.
Going through puberty, the bleeding, boards and the bees. Why do all these little things have nicknames, and why can't you say certain things? And like, even in skills, like where
like even
you can't
like
say the right
period.
words for boobs, or you can't say the right words for like body parts.
Which, you know
stuff.
what the funny thing is, when you said the right words for boobs and like your private areas, my ma always taught us when we were a kid, she would never give like fanny or vagina or boobs a nickname. And she said she purposely done that because God forbids, and this is explicit, but if you were ever touched or molested as a child, if the child had to give like a report of what happened, they're not going to be like, he touched me tushy or me pee, like they want accurate like so we were always taught like as
proper words,
proper words, like, because if that never happened, they want to know like where the fuck like what happened, like, or I don't know why I say hate, it could be anyone, where did they touch you, like, sorry, just had to add that in there. That's just how I grew up.
Because that's what I'm saying, like, you can't name the body parts, but you can comment on what someone's look like. It's like, why aren't they in the same lane? Like, you can talk about how big someone looks, but you can't then be like, oh, well, she has big.
But you know,
like, I don't know.
It's just, like when someone goes up, right? Say a 5-year-old. We use a 5-year-old as an example, right? You go up to a 5-year-old and be like, oh my God, to the ma, like, or the parent, like, Jesus, they're very big for 5. They're very big for 5, aren't they? Now imagine as an adult going up to someone and being like, you're very fat for a makeup artist, or you're very fat to be on checkouts, or you're very fat to fucking pack boxes, or you're very fat to be a podcaster. So why do you think you can say it to a child? Like, I know they don't mean it in a malicious way, but kids hear your words, they do, and it forever. Do you know what it does? It is ingrained forever, like, because then when you constantly hear it, you're like, oh well, they're saying I'm very big, but they didn't say that to little Susie over there, or they didn't say that to Jimmy, like, don't know why I'm using like really old people's names, but
Susie and Jimmy,
but Jesus, this took a very fucking turn, didn't it?
I know,
we were talking about habits of the new year, but yeah, my new habits are, not gonna say I'm not gonna like better my fitness to a certain, like, to do workouts. I'm just not a workout person at all. Like, I would rather walk 10 miles than do a workout.
I will walk.
But I'm trying to do like other good habits, like reading, and I'm so good I'm so good at reading. I've actually like stuck to reading like every night before bed. Like, I don't be on my phone. Like, my phone's on the locker. I'm not leaving my phone in another room or at. Because of my anxiety, I'd be like, oh my God, what if someone's trying to ring me and someone's trying to die at home, or blah, 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 and they can't get through to me. That's how I operate my brain. Cautious Annie. Annie, Susie and Jimmy all in the room today. But yeah, I'm just trying to like start reading more, and I'm actually enjoying it. I never thought I'd be a big like book person.
That's what.
I think if you get a good book, like, and you're engrossed in the story, but I hate when you get like one of those books and you're like, how many pages left in this chapter, because I just can't, and then you're like looking, you close it and you're like, how far am I nearly at the end? I hate a book like that. No, I wouldn't finish it. But I'm after getting now some good books. If anyone's looking for a good book and trying to get back into reading, I recommend Colleen Hoover, because she does a bit of everything. Like, she does like thrillers, she does like romance, she does, and then I got a new one that's like a ghosty thriller. I don't really know what it's fully about, but it's called Layla. I haven't read it yet, but if you're looking for a good book that's like a bit of a thriller and kind of like parts of it are a bit, that's a bit scary, Verity, if you can borrow if you want, it's very good. And you can actually picture it, like the word she uses, it's actually like movements we would do. If that makes sense. It's not a real like she
it's like
whisks,
you can relate
she whisks
with.
away the baby hair from her eyelash. Like, it's not like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's relatable.
It's like, oh, she started picking the spot that was on her cheek from her when she had her period last week. Like, she's real, like, now.
Yeah.
If, like, it's not real romanticized fucking language. Like, it's real, like, I don't know. It's
relatable.
Hard. It's real, yeah, but like some of the scenes, like,
no,
it's
I'm
a
not
bit.
saying everything.
Some of the scenes are a bit, bit steamy, you know. If you like a good neurosurgeon,
take a note there where you're gonna be.
I can feel his hot breath on my neck.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to do.
Just get an audio book if you don't like it. Like.
That's what I'm trying to do the same for like the last, I think, month or 2 months, whatever it was. Like, I was like, I'm gonna like do proper skincare like every day, because some mornings I just roll out of bed and go on the laptop for work, whatever. So I'm like, I get up, I make me bed, I brush my teeth, and my skincare's done, and then if I plonk my arse on the sofa to do
no coffee
to work or whatever. Weirdly, I haven't had much coffee. I'd make like a matcha, or like I bought some teas and or a regular Irish cup of tea. And
I'm actually not on my own with the matchas. I seen Emma Thompson Hill has tried matcha multiple times. She's like, I don't know how you drink this shit. She just can't get into it. That's like me. I can't get into it. It literally tastes like someone threw sushi in a blender.
Okay.
Do you not think that tastes like sushi?
No.
I don't like.
No.
I think, do you know what? Maybe it's just certain people's taste buds. I know, I can smell them. I think it's just certain people's taste buds.
Yeah, maybe.
When it comes to matcha, like they either taste sushi or they clearly don't.
But no, weirdly, I haven't been drinking a lot. Like, I think I've literally had about 3 coffees since Christmas or something. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think I was gonna test it to see if my anxiety got any better, but I'm not leaving my house to know. It's like I'm actually not doing that. I would
rather be riddled with anxiety and drink coffee than not drink coffee.
No, but you know what? I've actually been craving like a really nice iced coffee lately. I have been, but it's just bitter.
I went like so off iced coffees.
Yeah, no, I am looking for like a really nice one. Like,
iced coffees can be hit and miss now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make them nice and sometimes you make them rotten if you get them.
Yeah.
If you get them in Starbucks, wherever you get them. Can be hit and miss.
Yeah, so the next thing, I really want to reduce how much time I spend on my phone, because I was doing good for a while when I first got back from Ireland.
You're not going to go to the end of YouTube again?
Stop. No, so because I was doing good when I first got back, but like, oh my god, I just have so much like FOMO or something. I don't like, it's actually a problem.
You need to get a good
like
book.
I need to constantly be watching something. I don't know what it is. I just need, like, I'm not even on my telly, I just need to have something on my phone, whether it's a podcast, a video, or like a live stream or whatever it may be. I need something on my phone.
You just can't.
I'm not
sit in
satisfied
silence
with the telly being on during the day, because I need to be sitting watching it. I can't have the telly on, being in my kitchen and not being able to see what happens. I pause my telly if I'm going to watch it.
What if it was like, say Friends, you put Friends on, you already can picture the scene in your head because you've seen it.
Friends is different, but I have actually no urge to watch Friends.
No, Friends is just like it. Friends is just a noise for the background. Like, I wouldn't purposely anymore go and put Friends on. Unless I was like, I don't know, unless I felt really sad or something.
Yeah. Like if I'm watching something, like, I will pause it if I'm going to the toilet, or I'll pause it if I'm going to get a bar of chocolate out of the fridge. Like,
that is
like,
mad.
If I, like, yeah.
That's mad. Like, no, I can understand if you're watching like a new series or something.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, because you don't want to like miss
I don't really
see, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to miss that in a few minutes.
Yeah, no, if I'm going to the fridge or something or getting a glass of water and it's like a sitcom, like it's like a funny one, I'll just leave it going. But if it was a movie, if it was like a thriller show, I'm like, no, I'm pausing.
Yeah, because you're gonna miss one thing. You'll be like, what happened? Like, oh.
But like, I don't know what it is. It's like I just can't wind down, and I haven't even really been sleeping. So like, that's something I need to really do.
Well, even when I go into bed, like, I'm like, I'm out here. Like, Aaron, if you're staying, you can stay in there. Like, sit around. But I go into bed every night, mostly more than him now. Usually I stay up later than him, but I go in. But I can't read with like if I can hear the telly or if I can hear noise.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I can't read in utter silence either. So I have to like, what I've been doing is I've been putting sounds so fucking sad. I've been putting on, there's like a reading playlist on Spotify.
Okay.
And it's just like classical, like background, like music, like piano. But I just have it's just for noise, but there's no words to throw me off the words I'm trying to focus and read.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, this morning, in a turn of events, I woke up. I'm a weirdo. I'm a changed human being. I'm a changed human being after a week.
After
woman? Like 2 weeks of reading a book. 2 books. I woke up this morning. I lied in bed. Trent was lying on top of me. Well, beside me, with his head on me. Lying there for a few minutes. Got up. And I said, I'm going to make a coffee. And I'm going to make a nice coffee. Like, I'm going to froth this milk. Like, I'm going to...
Put all the work into this. Like, done that. And Aaron was watching, I think it was the rugby that was on this morning. And I went in and I got my book. Oh, no, I said to Aaron, I'm going back into bed to read some of my book. He was like, he literally looked at me like, who is
on a Saturday morning, you're going back into bed with your coffee to read your book.
Like, that just sounds like
that sounds like, do you know what that reminds me of? That's like what you do in your 30s.
No, that's not bringing the kids to fucking football or something.
That's what you have a partner for. And if you don't hire a nanny, because I'm not getting up on a Saturday morning,
yeah, so I'm not.
They'd be getting thrown out of the fucking the minivan. but I didn't go back into bed now. He was like, "No, stay out here," and I was like, "I can't read out here because it's heavy."
Yeah.
But in fairness, I sat on the sofa and I put the blanket over me, and Trent was beside me, and I was actually able to read. Like, I forgot to tell he was on.
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" I can't tell him that. Because he'll come in and he watches Seinfeld. And he like, you know that fake laughing that they pipe in when you're not watching the show. That's the most. And you're in bed and all you hear is, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And he laughs like he's gone, like it's the last time he's ever gone to laugh at this stupid fucking show that I don't find funny. Like, I don't find it funny.
Stop.
Do you like Seinfeld? Have you ever seen it?
I've seen bits. I think it's kind of
no.
Funny, I don't know.
Yeah, the main fella, Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld. I don't find him funny in slice. And Aaron's like, yeah, he's not really the funniest. But the other 2 fellas in it, I'll give them it. There is scenes and they are funny. But he laughs. The amount of times I nearly jumped through the fucking window in the bed the other night because he had headphones in, but I was ha! And I'm like, I literally had to stop him. I'm like, you know, you were laughing 10 times louder because you have headphones in, don't you? And he was like, well, can I take them out? I was like, no, because I can't read with you laughing and I can't read with that on. But anyway, the whole moral of the story was I was able to read for the first time with the telly being on.
That's great.
I hope you didn't hear that.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a habit. I think it's when you stick to a habit, you do get better. Because I've gotten faster at reading, definitely.
Yeah.
I actually feel like I know how to read now.
I can read.
Like, I felt like I used to take like literally about 5 minutes on each page, and I used to have to go back over the paragraph because, you know, when you're skimming the sentences and you're like,
always zone out.
And you know when you just can kind of predict the next few sentences that are going to happen, you're like, do I actually have to read them if I just skim them?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically but I'm like you, skincare, like just getting into the better like a morning that I feel
like having actual routines like that. That's your day is started, you're set up kind of for the day. Yeah. And like
you feel like you've done the things that make you feel a bit more together.
It's like once you accomplish something, whether it's just making your bed or it's going in and brushing your teeth, like there's such simple tasks, but sometimes when you're like in kind of either a stressful time or maybe it's a down period or whatever it is, you're not feeling the best, if you just walk out of your bedroom, close the door and don't do that, and then you woke up a bit late, so you're like, oh god, I'll brush my teeth later, or I'll brush them after I have this, or do that or whatever, and then you don't, it's like you haven't completed a task, so you don't feel satisfied, and it just rolls on to feeling sluggish and stuff like that. So it's like, if I make me bed and brush my teeth and put some moisturizer on or whatever it is, washing my face in the morning, it's like that's 3 things I've done in the morning, and I haven't even opened my laptop for work yet, or it's not even like, you know, little things like that. It's like
our first TED Talk.
Yeah, like it's I
actually did see a good thing. I think it was someone on TikTok that was doing, I seen this like a good while ago now, and it was like they do they have like a to-do list when they wake up in the morning. They look at their to-do list, but it's 3 separate to-do lists. So one's for low energy, one's for medium energy, and one's for high energy. So say they're having a down day and it's low energy, it might be brush your teeth and make your bed. Yeah. The medium energy, there might be 4 things on it, and then high energy, it's like they're full things. But another good thing I think is really good if you're like, especially if you're working from home, is I have made it a habit not to work in my pajamas anymore. Yeah. I have made it my business to, even if it's tracksuit, like a lounge where it's just getting out of what you slept in, I realized it is a huge, it wakes you up so much more. Yeah. You feel like you've actually separated the sleepy time with the time you need to get shit done.
Or the exact same. It's like you go in, make your bed, get washed, and then you're changing or you're putting like just something fresh that even if like, because sometimes say you wore a hoodie last night and you might got a bit of dinner on it, but usually you just throw it back on because I mean you're not going anywhere. It's a time thing. And it's like being like, no, I'm gonna put a different t-shirt on, or I'm gonna put something else on.
I'm gonna actually change my knickers today.
Like, don't, because we've been so long with not going anywhere that you're like, oh, the hoodie's grand for 2 days or something. Like, don't little things like that.
That's it,
and it's like realizing then if you didn't make your bed, then you're throwing on the hoodie you were wearing yesterday, and then you were having a coffee first thing to wake you up because you didn't go to sleep till whatever time, so then you didn't brush your teeth because it's gonna taste weird, and then it's like all these things that are just setting off the day that it's like, and then when you look back you're like, Jesus, I haven't done this and this and this and this yet, and then you're just overwhelmed. Like, there's nothing worse than feeling overwhelmed. It just, you don't want to do it, and then I know I don't. It's then like,
you want to run and hide when you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I'm on my lunch, then it's like, oh, I'll have a sandwich and I'll get into bed and have a nap. I'm like, just shut out today, and then it's like the alarm's gone off and you're waking back up and going back to work for an hour. Like, it's just, that's what the year is about for me, creating like routines, but not everything setting down, and so like
making yourself happy,
just,
like like
doing things because you want to do them.
Yeah, like we have things that we want to do this year, both individually and like this sounds so, and together.
What?
I was going to say, we both have things we want to do individually and together. And yeah, just fucking just
making it happen and stop waiting for it to happen.
Exactly, and stop second guessing it all the time. Like, last year wasn't like, it had its amazing moments. I had some great moments, but I had really fucking shitty moments in it as well. And it teaches you, like, I think we both learned a lot last year.
Yeah,
I think we both learned a lot, especially everyone needs to remember, me and Amy weren't friends that long when we decided and committed to doing a podcast. So to be honest, it was fairly smooth sailing. Like, because we became like literally like best friends, like did we learn a lot about communication, vocalizing opinions in a sensible manner, like,
and especially when you're like getting to like, we actually
am I gonna say I never snapped over text. I remember one night I just fucking had it, and it wasn't even like towards you, it was just I was having a shit day, and I think it was something, thinking back now, it was like you went in and you
oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Renamed. Oh, it was something stupid. It's like she put she moved all like the numbers on the audio
because you could see the number and not all of the names. So I was like, oh, maybe we should put it at the end. And
and I went in because I was uploading and I was like, who the fuck? No, I don't know why I said who the fuck. I was like, why the fuck did she just do that? Like, went through every single episode, and I remember I was just like, because I think we were rushing to get the new episode out, and I was stressing trying to like I was I remember, because I was stressing trying to edit it, but the audio and the video wouldn't line up, and that was stressing me out. And then it was going out at 12 that night, and
it was one of those days,
and I was like,
I remember being in bed trying to go to sleep.
I was like, I just said to her, I am not fixing this, like, I am not. And you were like, so cool as a cucumber.
You were like, oh, this needs to be changed or whatever, I'm fixing this, and then you were like, it's not working, I'm not fixing it. It was something like that, and I was just like,
I'm not doing it. I was like, you changed it, it's your problem, like, you fix it. I'm naming it like this, go back and fix all the ones I had previously named the way I wanted them. And I was an absolute like, it's I think it sounds worse because I'm saying it in person. I don't think it sounded that bad through text. It was more like I wasn't giving you paragraphs of like a lecture. I was really short with you. I was like, I'm not fixing it. Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah,
I'm not fixing it.
And she's putting her full stops in. That shows us when she's
I do that? Amy said I do full stops when I'm pissed off.
When she's pissed off, yeah. If I see a full stop, I'm not texting you back for at least a half an hour.
Well, that night you are like,
unless I'm in the heat of the moment as well, I'm like, but
in fairness, Amy's good because she knew, she could tell like I was so fucking pissed off that she, you know the way you have some people in your life that will throw fuel in the fire, like make it worse.
Yeah,
you don't. I don't think we do that with each other.
No,
like there is people, and I know people that when they know you're in a bad mood and like you have something you point out they done something wrong or whatever, they'll make it worse, and they'll throw other stuff in. And they'll try twist it back on you, or it's they'll just like I'm not a confrontational person. I hate confrontation. Like, I hate it.
Never know. No, I'm joking.
You would never know. But I think that's where we're actually good at community. Like, you won't throw fuel into the fire, and I won't throw fuel into your fire.
That's something I would say maybe in the last 2 years, that's something I just not learned to do, but was like, if it had been about 2 years ago, I would have totally been like, you, like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, it's a fucking
but that's an immaturity thing, though. It's like, it was like that with me as well.
I would have totally been like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like, it's a fucking, oh my god, like, it's something so simple. But now you will probably find if we ever do have talks like not like that, where we're kind of maybe disagreeing, or like something like that, something went wrong and we're like, what the fuck happened? I will always take probably about 5-10 minutes text back, and it's not that I'm ignoring, it's that I'm thinking before I speak, because like sometimes in the heat of the moment, whenever you're pissed off, you're just like, I'm fucking done, or whatever it is.
It's good that you like, it's when you take the time to really step back and think before you like reply. Like, I know I do that. Is it
gonna be something stupid that we're gonna constantly bicker for like 2 hours
and going back and forth, back and forth.
Then you're like, but that's not gonna get anywhere. You just express, you're like, this is how I feel, and this is what I thought, and this is like, this is all I was kind of doing in a kind of way.
Like, I don't agree what you did, or la la la. Like, I thought it was really shitty, blah da 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 da. And then one of us will just be like, okay, I'm sorry, like, I won't do it again, or whatever it was, like whatever it, like, it's not. I think you learn a lot about communication when you've dedicated or you've signed up to doing something with someone, because we both love the podcast. And I don't think
nothing was ever that serious that we like hate.
It was petty stuff like, I don't agree with that background colour in that poster, I don't agree with this. It was never even like that. It was more like, oh, do you think like you should not try this, or can we not actually do it this way? And it was actually very civil. But communication, but then again, like
when you think back, I'm only realising now, like when you think back like to then, we had started this venture. It was obviously probably, I'd say, at least I know for you as well, but for me, it was also one of the most stressful years, like in our separately personal lives, like stressful, overwhelming years, on top of doing something completely new that we were committed to doing every single week. We're also getting to know someone completely new. Like when you think like what we met in the end of 2019, we met casually through someone else.
Well, actually, it was earlier than that.
No, it was the end of 2019. It was like fall 2019. It was Thanksgiving 2019.
Oh, we first met,
We first met, and then I think we had met, I'd say 3 or 4 times between then and the summer of 2020. Because we had met around the Christmas time. I remember we met over at page 1. And then I think we met again before the pandemic or after the like, was there a big part between that time when we met later in the year when we already knew each other, and when we went to the Hear the Dog in August, or in June or July?
I think we met for coffee.
Yeah, so we only met like 3-ish times before. Then after August, I think...
Yeah, you were trying to convince me to go home.
Yeah, because I was going home August 2020 for like a week or something.
On, she was like, okay.
We had met, and then when I got back, we had done a couple of nights up in Mayan, and that became like nearly every 2 weeks. We were kind of meeting between like September and December-ish. You had been coming up.
We're kind of seeing each other like a lot then. Like,
we would chat and stuff, and then
every time we went to put a film on, we never seen the film.
Oh, well, I was saying like we would text as well. Like, it wasn't just a random kind of thing.
It wasn't just like, oh yeah, you're my friend now.
Yeah, it just like, so it gradually progressed like really naturally. We obviously like really like hit would you say hit it off, like we just really gelled well together and got on. Like
we had a lot in common.
Yeah And then it just spiraled from there though, then Christmas 2020 then the topic was brought up for the podcast, and we literally just like, you had said it to me, and I think like the next morning the mics were ordered. Like, yeah, it was like one of them things. It was like, let's go.
I said it to Amy, what do you think about doing, because when we worked together, and I had always kind of had it an idea, I would love to do a podcast, like, and then when we were always up with each other, and we were constantly like nearly talking over each other. We were
meant to have movie nights, and we never,
because we talk so much and we just got on, and there's never awkward like silence. Even if there was an awkward silence, it was literally for 2 seconds to take a breath or take a drink, and then it was back to and I remember texting Amy one night being like, long story short, we've talked about this in another podcast, but I remember being like, watching about doing a podcast, and she was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm down. I've always wanted to do a podcast. We're done. Mics are ordered. Like, it was that quick. Like,
we just jumped right into it. Like, and I think that's the best thing. Like, you don't want to sit on things too long because you'll talk yourself out.
You'll convince yourself out of it. But we had the same idea. Like, we wanted the same concept. We wanted to talk about the same things. Like, we were literally like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, there was no... Till this day, we don't waver about what we want to talk about, what message we want with the podcast. Like, anything. We're always nearly like 99% on the same page when it comes to the podcast. Do we have certain different ideas about what different things look? Like, yeah, but we bounce off each other, and then
it's like a marriage of both of us. Like,
it's like a beautiful baby is born.
Yeah, like that's what it is. It's like your baby is like, it has bits of us in it. Like, it's I don't know. It just gelled well together.
And I think the new revamp
this new era.
The new revamp we done is a lot more, not the episodes, like the things we talked about was completely us from the last episode, but the vibe, the upbeat, the fun, like that's what we
even
want.
The intro music, like the little tweaks like that maybe not everyone will notice. New people coming and listen, they won't even know what the old ones were like. It's just, I don't know, upgrades and just everything for the better. Like, you know, just constantly working on trying to put out the best episodes, the highest quality we can possibly do, and we're like
we don't have a production company, we don't have a management company.
It's two of us learning as we go.
Two of us sitting in my den in my condo.
Yeah, like
when we self-taught, a lot of trial and error.
Yeah,
a lot of trial and error. But you know what? It's all about. I strongly believe, after reflecting on the last, like, on 2021, timing is everything, and it might not seem or feel like at the time, but I strongly believe in the majority of cases. Now, I know, like, obviously some cases it's not, but the majority of cases, everything happens for a reason.
100%.
And I needed to look back at 2021 to realize, like, that was fucking shitty, but then this happened. So everything like lined up. Like, we started the podcast. A lot of shit happened. A lot of good happened. More good happened. Some shit happened. More good happened. Like, everything, it was like set up.
Yeah.
Like,
you'll
the
never
podcast
know the
kept us going.
Yeah, you'll never know the reason in the moment. It'll only be when you look back at it, whether that's 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. When you look back, you're like, I see the reason, I see the why, I see whatever it may be. Like, that needed to happen for me to see this or do this or whatever it was. You'll never see it in the moment, and in the moment it'll feel like the worst time in the world. You won't know how you'll get over it, or get whatever it may be, but you will get through it, and you'll thank yourself then, like, in the coming weeks, in the coming months.
And you know what,
the huge thing,
well, like, I think I'll do like a separate video on this, but just because we're talking about, but I know I learned not only about how to handle certain, like, situations and emotionally as a person and get through it as a person, but I also learned a lot about people you class to support you and care about you. Because I'm telling you now, last year when shit happened, I can probably count on one hand who was actually there, who knew all the information, who bothered to text, who bothered to call. I'm a private person. You know, I'm a very, contradictory.
Like,
you don't have a podcast.
But actually, when you think about it, we are very private people.
We are very private people. Because you have to remember, we have lives outside. Like, we are open about, there's a limit on what, no, I wouldn't say there's a limit. We'll talk about anything and everything. But there's certain aspects of our personal lives that I don't think everyone needs to know about.
No.
On, like, if, like, just on a platform, you have to remember what we talk about was on a public platform.
Exactly.
Like, you can Google our names, we'll come up. Like, it's out there. So we have to, when it comes to personal lives, I just rather, to a certain extent, I've been pretty open about, you've been pretty open about a lot of things as well. But there's certain, let's be real,
it's
no
just like
one
they
technically wants to talk about really shitty times in their fucking lives. I'll say I've been in a really shitty time last year, but I've also been in some of the best times last year. And same. Like, so it's definitely Like 2022 hasn't been the greatest start for me in any way. But it'll be better.
Yeah.
It can only get better. Like,
exactly. It's just, yeah. It's like one thing just after another. Sometimes it feels like it's like, even if it's little like minuscule things, it's just like, oh God, when will it stop? And when will I catch a break?
Like I wasn't well. What else? Something else happened. It
was like just loads of like little things
that
just get under your skin. They are like, Jesus, like, can I catch a break?
But yeah, I wasn't well for like 2 weeks, which was really, really shit. Like that's actually one of the reasons why we couldn't do the podcast either, because I literally had no voice.
Yeah.
And I was just I was really, really unwell. Like I couldn't look at the like screens around for long. So but yeah, there's other things happening that are kind of shitty that are happening, but it'll get better. Like that's the beauty of life. There's ups and there's downs, and yeah,
it's all a learning curve.
But it's all who you have around you as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like
definitely.
Like some of the stuff you went through last year and some of the stuff I went through last year, if we didn't have like that's where the podcast was like a blessing in disguise as well.
Yeah, because it was a distraction and a state.
Yeah, no matter what state you're in, like we dedicated to doing a podcast, so you pull yourself up off the fucking ground after how long it takes you, and you keep moving on. Like, yeah, we took breaks when each other needed breaks if we were just not in a place to do a podcast or we were going through shit, and we done that.
Yeah,
and it was never pushed like being like, right, are you over it? Yeah, like,
yeah, no, it was just a very like,
it was a very roller coaster year.
Yeah, like it's living in the moment. You're obviously stressed and overwhelmed, but when you really look back at like everything from January to December, as quick as the years go by, it's a really long time, and a lot of stuff happens for. Like it's crazy. Like even I think I was looking back at pictures today. I was like uploading them to like Dropbox or something like that, saved them, and I was like, oh my God, when you think of all the little things you just forget, and you're like, all the like good days you have that are so random and unplanned, and you're like, but you forget about them because they're so just random and like small in a way, but like something stupid that had happened, like if 10 things happened in a row, whether you spilled your coffee, you subbed your toe, bleeding, lost your gloves or something all in one day, you will remember that day more than going out and getting something to eat and having a laugh, and like just like little things. It's like
isn't it, don't they say like you could do 1,000 good things but you'll always be remembered for one bad thing you do.
Less of that literally.
Exactly. But 2022, I'm excited for what we have planned.
Me too.
I am. We won't say any yet because it's very early days. It's actually fucking very
it's episode 1 season
it's probably episode 50 you'll hear about or something, but we're gonna try do whole 52. Last year I was impressed for
we missed less than all
the craziness that happened last year. I think we only missed like 5 episodes.
Yeah, if even. I think we counted it.
Yeah, it was only like 5, which not gonna lie, the majority of that was actually fucking technical issues. Yeah, where we had episodes recorded and we couldn't do them because it'd be like a clicking sound or something.
Yeah.
That again, we will mention it was a lot of trial and error because like we're doing this ourselves. Like we have no fancy production or no fancy management that's backing us or promoting us or marketing us, but we enjoy doing the podcast. It's good because I'm not gonna say it forces us to see each other, but it's a great excuse to see each other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but not that we need an excuse anyway.
Like I know this is in your house, but it gets you out of like that little routine that you've either something to look forward to, or even if you're driving it, you're like, Jesus, I have no energy in the moment, and after it you're like, I'm glad that's done, that was fun, that was like whatever it is. It's always rewarding.
Yeah, and it's making memories too. I mean,
but
the funny thing is the amount of stuff like when we were doing the new intro, and I was like, I don't remember ever saying that, like I don't remember ever saying that in that clip. Like I don't remember that. Like some of the stuff is absolute shit talk. Like
Jesus, when I can't even think. Like if I try to think about everything we talked about,
the episodes that stick out in my head, since we will actually talk about what episodes stick out in your head, the episode that sticks out in my head the most, maybe because it's most recent, but was for anyone who doesn't know, we bulk recorded the Halloween episodes. Oh yeah, so we done them all in one day.
I think it was only 2 of them or 3 of them that was in one day, and another one wasn't.
Was it? But oh my god, that one we done three was our brains, because we were talking about actual things that were out in the world, like conspiracies, murders. It was a lot of information. There was like I remember being like, my brain just shutting down. This is it. Like, this is it. And I don't know.
I enjoyed them episodes though. Like,
I really enjoyed them, but they're the ones that stick out, because I remember afterwards it was so late and we were like, we are done. Aaron was like, well done. You are in that room all day. Like, I think we came out once for something to eat.
Because we had actually went to the dollar store to get stuff for the background. Like, so if you don't watch your podcast on YouTube, you won't know. But they were like, we had like the room kind of like Halloween theme. Like, there was stuff up on the background and little things like that. We went and got bits, and then we come back to Naves, and then we were setting up.
Yeah, you can see the damage to me fucking wall.
Let's not talk about that. And little things like that, and then we were in here for ages, and then like, we stopped for something to eat, and then we kept going, and yeah, that was a real time. Yeah. But I actually enjoyed them episodes.
Yeah, they were fun. We had a laugh doing them. What other episodes sticks out to you?
I don't know. Like, do they just stick out to you because we done 3 in a day? And
I just remember the exhaustion. I think I face planted the pillow that night. I was like, I'm never talking ever again. Like, I've hit me word count for the next year.
I'm trying to think. I'm like just gone blank on everything we talk about. What comes into my head is like one of the really, really earlier podcasts. I don't even think it was video, and I think it was the first time we'd kind of done like a hypothetical questions. And I just remember it being so funny.
We haven't done hypothetical questions.
We haven't done it in
maybe
in
the next episode.
But it was like one of the ones we were actually in mine, and we were sitting on the sofa recording it, and we had handheld mics.
I miss those days.
And I do, because we weren't doing it on YouTube, so it's like literally probably within the first 10 episodes, definitely. And I just remember
and we always used to have a drink.
Yeah, you'd hear the little clink of the straw. Like, that's what sticks out to me, because there was one of them, I can't remember what it was, but like when at the start you would always mention Edel or like sing hello at certain episode, and no matter what we were talking about in the episode, I for some reason always brought up Elon Musk.
I know, I was like, you're banned. You were like, if you could go to Mars and he offered you to go to Mars for 20 years, would you go? And I'd be like, no. And you were like, why?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my answer, because I have a fucking job.
Yeah. Like, it was what the first hypothetical ones where we were like, I think we were talking about like, what would you do if you were invisible for 24 hours? If you could be someone for like 48 hours, who would you be? And there was like loads of ones like that. And then we not bicker, but I'd always get her to like make her specify a lot more.
Amy would get very heated with the hypothetical questions. You always got really heated. You'd be like, but why? If you actually look back, I'm
very passionate.
I'm like, whoa, Nelly.
Yeah, I can get very passionate about certain things.
Really eating the mic, like, what?
And it's like I think when we said the superpower, I can't remember what you said, but then you were like,
I said spaghetti shooting out my fingers.
And I think I said I wanted to be elastic, and you were like, that's fucking stupid. I'm like, I can do, and
you were like, I could be lying in bed and I want to turn that light switch off. I can just kick me fuck.
I think about when I'm lying in bed at night, I'm like, imagine being able to just turn that
light. Yeah, but imagine being able to shoot spaghetti from your fingers.
Yeah.
If I shoot the spaghetti out my fingers that hard, it could knock the light switch off.
But yeah, no, we actually have to do some hypothetical questions again. Like, they always make me laugh. And you know what? Actually, we haven't mentioned the guests we have. Like, completely stepping out of our comfort zone to guests. I was so against it.
Do you know what?
I was so against it.
I literally have like forgot that we done guests, because I think I was so traumatized I blocked it out. Like, that's in the part of my brain that's in a box.
I was so against it. And you were so for it.
Well, I was for it, but bricking it. Like, absolutely bricking it.
Yeah.
But no, you like, I didn't have to convince you. You agreed it would be good to have guests on. And it's like, we got a lot of feedback when we had guests. Like, a lot of people like us having guests on. And
why the fuck do you not like us?
Because you know what? It's different, and we had a laugh with every single one of them that was on. We loved having people on. Every single person actually we had on is like, I'm just thinking hilarious. Back, like, so we will we do like, plan on having guests on season 2.
We do. We're gonna.
I have an idea for some, and I have some that have agreed. So
yeah, they'll be in the works.
And if you have it, like, I know we put up the poll or story on our Instagram. I think it was last week or the week before, and it was like, who do you want to see? A lot of people said like who would you like to see as a guest on the podcast? And a lot of people said that they would like to see positive life influencers. So I'm not really sure what that is. Like, that's so broad, because everyone kind of would, who doesn't class themselves as a positive life influencer.
I feel like
if you're an influencer,
real like more real influencers that like, who, like, I'm trying to think of someone off the top of my head. Like some of the people, like people we had on, I think are very, I wouldn't be like on brand with us, but like we reached out, positive, we reached out to people who had similar, like, oh my god, what is the word?
Similar
oh my god, I'm about to lose my train of thought.
Morals?
Similar, like what they like similar stances, is that right? Like, say Emma Thompson Hill, for example, right? Girl power, body and positive, just totally loving yourself, being carefree. Like, she's fucking amazing, and she was so nice. Like, love that episode.
I love her even more that she doesn't like matcha.
Fuck off you. And then like everyone we had on
Emily
was just
Charlotte Emily.
Yeah.
She is so lovely, so lovely.
Like a lot of real, I just think real genuine people, like we really had them on, like no matter who it was. We didn't reach out
English influencers are just, you guys are cool.
Yeah, no, so I'm looking forward to doing like more guests in the future, definitely. And obviously we'll never have, like, not that we'll never have someone on, because it's a bad say we'll never have someone on that doesn't have, like, I'm not saying agrees with us, but like the same way of thinking, or the same message, or the same kind of train of thought. Same. I know you're trying. I'm thinking of the word. That's why I'm like spitfiring here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we reach out to people who we genuinely either enjoy their content, or we like seem like we like them as a person from what we can see. Obviously, we don't know everyone. Like, we're booked out if we ever go to England. You know that. Yeah. Like, we're booked out. Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to either reaching out to more people, getting to know more people, and like their aspects on life and certain situations, and whatever, like. No, I'm not even, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say it. Okay. No, because I literally, like, we would have been fucking cancelled if I said that. If I start speaking some truths about some people. But, okay. But we won't go there, because this is a positive podcast. But I'd love to do like a fucking tell-all. I would love to. Like, I'd actually like love to. Like, just call people out. Like, you'd lose probably a good few followers if you knew that now. Yeah, we'll save that for another day or something. Not fucking episode 1. Put that in your back pocket. But yeah, like, when it comes to guests, like, your Instagram DMs are always open. If there's anyone who you think would be on it, if you're listening, maybe you'd like to be on it, like, you do something interesting, maybe. That actually is, like, people that agree to be on it. We actually haven't followed up with them yet. Yeah, so we need to do that. Follow up with you, because we're still literally finding our feet for season 2. Yeah. Trying to get some episodes out, just like literally this is our first time we've actually sat and actually been able to record, because life's just been fucking one thing after another between the two of us. And I'm glad that we actually met in person. You swear you live in a different country. I know. I'm glad we actually like done this in person, not over Zoom. Me too. But like, if life does get in the way, you probably will see a Zoom episode. But yeah, like, we're not saying, but like, never do them. I strongly felt like episode 1 I'd like us to be in person. Yeah. Because it's just, but do I preferably want to only do Zoom when it's like, that's when it's a snowstorm, and like, instead of being like, oh, we'll do it the day before it's going out, like, like, because we'd rather have a Zoom episode than no episode. Exactly. So. And I think everyone is getting back into work. So they're listening to a lot of podcasts too. Yeah. So we're excited to like be back in action, and we talked actually about a lot of. We didn't really have. We had an idea. Excuse-moi. We had an idea of what we were talking about, like, just kind of, but it kind of just went like fucking down. Yeah. So see, this is the podcast. It goes down over all these different alleys. Rabbit hole. We're Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. Except there's no return of the way we go. No. Oh God, I have the hiccups now. I haven't even. My coffee's gone. Oh, I hate that. And it's not Christmas. Starbucks just gave us Christmas cups. I don't know why. Do you know what I was looking at that, and I'm like, is this still the Christmas cup? I can't. And anytime I order from Starbucks, even though there's like a label where you put your name, I've never got my name wrote on my cup. Yeah, no. Makes me sad. Sad. But that is the conclusion for
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, I think we wrap this up here. It's a long
we back, bitches.
Yes, so don't forget, the podcast will be out every Wednesday. We're putting it out into the universe. It's every Wednesday. That is the set schedule. If
you'll be notified if it changes, but
on our Instagram at the Weird Girls Club. That's where you can kind of stay up to date with everything, what's coming out. Bonus. We didn't actually talk about videos. YouTube.
I'm afraid.
We're setting.
I'm afraid to sit at.
So if you listen to our podcast strictly for audio,
I thought you were going to forget it. I thought you were not going to say. I was like, yeah, let's.
We're putting it out into the universe. So if you listen to our podcast on like audio only, and you like don't watch it on YouTube, we do have vlogs and bonus videos up. So this year, starting out now, we're gonna try have a vlog up every Sunday. We're gonna take it in rotation. So 1 week it'll be Niamh, 1 week it'll be me,
and let us know what you like. If you like us doing 1 week me, 1 week Amy, vice versa, or do you want to see all of us all the time?
Yeah, because we're trying to go into it and not like rush it and overwork yourselves, because there's still a lot you can't do, and kind of like we're actually still in a panic. Like there's just not a lot to be doing. The weather's fucking horrible, so it's like instead of us trying to get like 5 different videos out every single week and try do this and do that, and
even vlogging is hard because we're not going out, we're not doing anything. Like it's the same routine every day, unfortunately. But if Amy,
you're really selling the picture. These vlogs are going to be fucking great.
Well, Amy is great at vlogging. Like she's great. Me on the other hand, I'm just not great.
Yeah.
I just think it's because like when I am gonna vlog, it's gonna be evening time the majority, and like that's where my day basically starts with him. Like I have to feed him, walk him, make the dinner clean.
Well, you could record your new morning routine.
Oh, I just
your coffee and
I'd have to go up about 6 o'clock to do that.
Why would you?
Tripod here.
I know, that's the worst thing.
It's too, and then do you know what? I get frustrated because I can't film it fast enough because all I want is the coffee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But no, it'll be fun. Well, it's not going to be like, it's going to be realistic. That's what I'm like. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's not going to look perfect. It's not probably going to look aesthetic, but that's fucking life. Not everything is aesthetic, and I think that's the transition from season 1. We were very focused on the aesthetic. Like, does that look aesthetically pleasing? Are these colours like aesthetically pleasing? Like, everything had to like try and be aesthetically pleasing. But I think this season we're like, well, that's not life. Like,
it's real.
Is something's gonna look aesthetically pleasing? I fucking hope so, because everyone loves a little aesthetic moment. But it's aesthetic. It's aesthetic moment. But it's gonna be real. Like, it's life.
Yeah,
it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be messy,
the
but
ugly
also
truth.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
But yeah, like I was saying, so we're gonna aim to have a vlog out of a Sunday, so there'll be 2 little things there for you to keep you as entertained. And then who knows, throughout the year or later, that's just what we're starting with. There could be more, there could be whatever it may be. But yeah, so make sure you're obviously following all our socials, Instagram, TikTok being the main ones that are at the Weird Girls Club. There's
we have
daily
Facebook
content
and
and stuff. And then of course, if you listen to this on audio, check out the YouTube channel at the Weird Girls Club as well to check out videos and stuff. And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, season 2. Woohoo!
Bye.